Hey y'all, so it is a regular Wednesday morning. It's Wednesday, and I just wanted to check in with everybody. I haven't been on here in a long time, and I haven't made a video for y'all in a really long time. We've been busy. We've been keeping up with all these kids and just doing life. June flew by so fast. I thought, okay, I'm gonna update everybody on what we're doing for summer, and I'm going to tell them what my plans are for the fall for school and all of that. And June flew by like a train. I'm just like a freight train. Summer camp. My husband was out for a while doing a conference in North Texas, and so it's just been crazy around here. But I wanted to get with y'all and just talk to y'all about what's been going on and what we're up to, and take y'all along for my day. So for those of you who know me personally, you know that I have a 17-year-old and she is almost done completely with high school. And I've been doing a lot of thinking about what that means and what comes next, and we're so excited for her. She's got so much going on and life is so good. But it's also kind of gotten to me in the fact that, you know, when you get older kids, you start to realize what mattered and what didn't matter, and what was a complete waste of time, at least for her or for me as a mom, and things I worried about that I'm not worried about anymore. And I've had so many friends message me lately or call me and ask, if you had this age, what would you do, or what did you do? We're pulling our kids to homeschool and we don't know where to start. And I've been doing a lot of thinking myself about that, even though this will be our 10th year, maybe our 11th year. I need to look again. And it's hard for me to say. There have been seasons when we have been gung-ho and working hard through workbooks and really just hitting it hard, right? And then there have been seasons where we have completely thrown any kind of paperwork out the window, and we have just lived life, and we have played and gone lots of places and done a lot of hands-on stuff, spent a lot of time in the kitchen, a lot of time just doing science experiments that we wanted to do or found and thought, let's just do that, you know? So we've done it so many different ways. We've used so many different things to educate all four of the girls. But here lately, I have just been in this just this simplifying mode of everything and the absolute basics of everything, because I feel like if you don't hone in on the basics and you spend too much time cramming in all of the extra stuff, and I don't mean to say, you know, like science and history and all of that is extra, but reading, writing, and math, bare minimum, like if they have all of those skills and they can do them very well, they can go and learn anything. They can go and focus on what interests them and really deep dive into the science and into the history and into art and music and all of that based on their interests, which we all know that if it's based on their interests, they're really going to retain what they're learning. But if you don't give them a strong foundation in those 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic, there'll be struggles for a long time. And I will say, you know, all the stuff that looks super fun, the extra science stuff and the extra history and all of that, it does look really fun. And I have definitely put a lot of money and time into buying programs. You'll probably see we have a video for the Good and the Beautiful Little Hearts in Hand Science, and it's a lot of fun. It really is. But sometimes I feel like it steals my focus from the 3 foundational things that I think they need. I also think it steals my focus from just the Bible, just teaching the Bible. We get so wrapped up in all of these extras and these fun things and these printables and yada yada yada. We forget that there's some more important stuff, I would say. And so I feel like, not to mention, I just sometimes in the last year or so, maybe even longer, I feel like a hamster on a wheel, and I feel like we're always chasing things and trying to get things done, and I look back on them and I'm like, okay, was that even worth our time? I mean, I don't know, for some people it might be, but I'm just ready to slow down and focus on what's most important. And for us, that is the Bible and reading, writing, and math. So what are we doing this year? What are we slowing down to focus on? It'll be those things. How are we going to do it? I have somewhat of a plan. It's going to be based more upon the child and where they're at, like I've always done, but really, really honing in and focusing on our writing skills, having a love for writing, our math skills. Can we actually use this math? And do we know why? Why we're doing this math, and what can it do for us later? I feel like sometimes we just kill and drill, and we really can't use it later, or we don't understand why we even need it. And I feel like that's important. So yeah. And then let's talk about money. I mean, if I'm being honest, and I don't even want to be honest about this, but I have spent so much money over the years buying program after program and being promised that this was the one, and half the time we don't even do, say it's a math program, right? We end up doing half of each sheet in the textbook, or we skip something because the way they're teaching it doesn't make any sense at all. So I have to go and pull from something else to teach them how in a different way that would make sense. And it's exhausting. And then you sit there with guilt because you've spent money, lots and lots of money. And then you think, oh, well, if I throw more money at this thing over here, that'll probably work. So then you go and you throw more money out, and before you know it, you are 6 math curriculums deep, and your kid is still struggling with the thing that they were struggling with in the first program. Or you're just piecing all these things together, and you want to talk about a hamster on a wheel. That's part of it. Just having to throw things together. If you're going to have to throw things together yourself, well, why not do that for free? I mean, y'all, there's so much out there. If you have the time and you're willing to piece things together, don't pay money to do that. Please, learn from me. Like, I've been in this too long to not be honest with you. When you are having a bad day and the writing curriculum is making someone cry, and this is the second or third one you've bought, or maybe it's just the first one that you've bought and it's just not going well, shut it. Just shut it. And then don't go get on the internet. Don't go and Google best homeschool writing curriculum, whatever you want to, however you want to Google, and then go and immediately purchase another one. Y'all, don't do it, because then you're gonna repeat the process. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. I've thrown a lot of money and a lot of time and sleep Googling and researching and putting together things after I get them in. I've spent hours putting things together. You know, some of those curriculums come with a lot of pieces to put together and a lot of games to do and all of that. To come to find out that 2 weeks in, we all hate it, and I want to cry with them, right? I hope I'm not the only one. I don't think I am. I've talked to too many moms. So that's another goal of mine this year, is to use what we have. And if we don't have something, find something that's either extremely cheap or next to free. And when you find something for free, you can print it out or whatever you're going to do and do a couple of days of it. And if it doesn't work out, you're out nothing, maybe a couple days. But you're not out tons and tons of money on another program. You are not boxing it up and selling it for much less than you bought it for, or having to box it up and pay for the shipping to send it back. Y'all, I've been there. I've done all of it. And this year I'm putting a stop to it. I've told my husband so many times, I'm like, I really just want to tell people that this homeschooling thing it doesn't have to be expensive. No, it really doesn't. I don't know if you've heard of she's amazing, Amy Maryon, and she's at plainandnotsoplain.com. We've been using her stuff for a couple months now, and she gives everything for free. I'm talking kindergarten to high school for free. English, spelling, math. Now, it's basic. It's straight to the point. There's no fluff. There's no color. There's no nothing. But it's free from an amazing homeschool mom of 10 kids who took the time and the heart to put together something to bless other moms. And I can tell you, it's been a massive blessing. She has so much stuff on there. You really need to take a look. And if you don't want to print her stuff out, you can buy the books already printed on Amazon. And I think it's like $20 for the entire year for all 3 subjects. Okay, so I decided to move rooms. I'm done folding laundry, and just kind of show y'all what we're working with as for Plain and Not So Plain, Amy Maryon. So this is her home economics, household and personal management skills. I ordered this online. I ordered this on Amazon for our oldest, but she has another one that has kitchen skills. So you can buy them separately on Amazon, or you can go to her website and you can buy the PDF with it has it all together, or you can do it completely for free on her website. So that's totally up to y'all. I'm just gonna hand this down to somebody at co-op. There's a bunch of kids getting to this age, and I don't think you can start this too late or too early. This is how to live, y'all. This is how to live, and how to live well, and how to do well. Worth every penny. But you don't have to pay for it if you don't want to, because she's offering it for free. Okay, so let's look at an example of what I printed off for one of the girls. Okay, so this is just the binder I put together for her. I printed everything because I wanted to do it for free, but you can purchase a whole grade level at a time. So she hasn't put anything in here yet. So I started with the reading log. I made the reading log, so this isn't from Miss Amy, but just basic reading log. And then we go into her spelling. And it is crossword, write a sentence, and then they would test it or just rewrite them, and then you go into week 2. So I would say 1 side per day, and for a 4-day week. And then we'll go into the English, And she's just gonna do, sorry y'all for that, this shadow, one side of each page per day. Now, this child is doing the spelling and the English. As for math, we are stopping and going over some things. So we are going through, this is this is from, I was at Half Price Books, and every time I'm there, if I see just a math workbook or whatever, I used to buy them for different grade levels. And we're just going to work through it until these concepts are really, really sticking. So we're working through that. Okay. And then narrations. So y'all are going to see, and if you've seen any of my previous videos, I like to cut things out of the workbook that they're in and put them into binders. So anyhow, this is a narration workbook from, oh, what is the name of your company? Let's see here. It's at the back. It's not. Let me think about it, and I will, I'll put a link underneath. I can't think of her name right now, but anyhow, so, and then it just has narrations that she's done, and then we'll add to later. And then this is her learning loop, and that's just notebooking pages, and y'all, these are free. Another great mom to find freebies from, and just encouragement and devotionals, and she's a real living mama who's in the trenches with us, and she's such an encouragement. Her name is Sherry Hayes, and she's at momdelights.com, and she always has really good stuff. So these are just some notebooking pages from her, and that's just when maybe we do a science project, or we do something in the kitchen and we want to write about it, or we go on a field trip and we learn something that we want to come back and notebook. That's just what our learning loop is. So as you can see, I'm talking basic, simple, to the point, no extra fluff, no extra time spent on things that we really aren't interested in, nor do I feel like are something that we need to spend tons and tons of time on. Covering the basics. So super excited. For those of you, will we leave 5 in a row this year? Absolutely not. I don't think we ever will. Y'all know I'm a huge fan of 5 in a row, and they actually just started putting all of their volumes as PDFs. So you don't have to buy them in a book anymore, y'all. Y'all can buy them as a PDF, which is really cool because you can print it all yourself, put it in a binder, and then the worksheets that come with the newer volumes are in there. So you could just pull them out as you go. So what I've decided to do this year, because we love 5 in a row, because I feel like if we're going to do anything that includes the extras that I said, which I hate calling those things extras, but anything beyond reading, writing, and arithmetic, it's going to be through 5 in a row, just because it's beautiful and it takes us so seamlessly through all of the subjects without even knowing we're doing all of the subjects, if that makes sense. And I love learning everything from literature. So of course, we'll never leave 5 in a row. So my big news on this is 5 in a row has a way for you to just buy the activity pages. Yes, volumes 1 through 8, all of the activity pages in a row. No pun intended. Like, y'all, that's so cool. So what we can do is, for like our youngest, we can start in the very beginning of it and just go page by page, book by book, stop where we want to stop, pick it back up when we want to, And this can be something that my kids have forever. And we can put extra projects, like if we do something or we do a field trip that went along with one of the books that we're reading, we can punch holes in it and put it in here. And or if we take pictures and we want to put them in a page protector and put them in here with that book, this is going to be so cool. And I did not have to, I mean, y'all have probably watched my previous video where I tore up all of my 5 in a row and put it in binders, and I still do not regret doing that at all. This just made it 100 times better, because now I don't have to go through and piecemeal and pick apart and make copies. I literally can print one of these for each kid who's going to go through it, and we go through it, and it's just so cool. Or you can do it by volume, like if y'all are just doing volume 5 this year, just pull out the volume 5 from there, print it off. Y'all, so cool. So we talked about a lot of things. We talked about what I think is important. Y'all, that's just me. I've been doing it a long time and really trying to simplify and focus on what we want to focus on and what we deem important, and just how much time we spend doing certain things. What else was I going to tell y'all? We talked about throwing more and more money at stuff. I'm just not doing it anymore. I'm just not doing it. I want to spend money on going places and experiencing things and games and projects and that sort of thing. That's where we really, really enjoy learning. And spending hundreds to thousands of dollars on curriculum anymore, just, it doesn't seem like a good investment for us. Now, if you're one of those people and you feel safe with a curriculum, or you feel like it just tells me what to do and you love that, do it. Do not think, oh, well, Megan said, you shouldn't spend a dime and it can be free and yada yada. If you want to spend money and you like doing it that way, girl, go for it. Like, I pat you on the back for sticking with what you like and what you know and what your kids like and what you feel comfortable doing. No shame here. It's just not serving us well anymore. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, and I say this all the time when people message me and they're like, what do I need? How can I get this done? Like, they're stressed and they don't know. And I remember being there, and I remember thinking I had to have all the things. Y'all, you don't. You can, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I would say there's only a couple things that you have to have, and they aren't expensive. A Bible, some kind of math, and a library card. And I know people look at me and they're like, are you serious? Yeah, I am. The Bible, math, some kind of math. You could even get a math book from the library. You don't have to buy one. You could print one out for free, like I showed you, plain and not so plain. And a library card, because everything else that you would want to read or learn about through a book or even a movie or whatever they have there, library. 3 things. If you want to home educate your kid, it really isn't complicated. It really isn't. I feel like we have overcomplicated it, if I'm being honest, and we've made moms think that it has to be all the extras, and that if you're not doing all the extras, you're not doing it right. It's not true, y'all. It's not. Simplify. If you feel called to simplify like I do it. If you don't want to, don't. I mean, I've been around the block a lot of times in this homeschool world, and I'm really excited to take a year where I don't feel the pressure of spending tons of money, and I don't feel guilty about not doing all of the extra stuff that comes along with all of that. So that's totally up to y'all. This is what's been on my heart. Comment below. Tell me, what are your plans? How are you feeling? Are you just beginning your homeschool? Are you a long-term homeschooler who's been in the game a long time? And do you have some wisdom for us? Do you have any advice? Do you have any suggestions? Have you found anything that was super inexpensive or free that you'd like to make sure that other parents know about? Staying home and educating your kids yourself should not cost an arm and a leg. It shouldn't. And I want to help y'all this year. I want to help y'all to see just how affordable doing all of this can be. I hope y'all have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye.